Welcome back all to continuation of Sleepy Hollow here. And I'm just trying to point things out as we go, and I think that's another weapon I don't really want, so I'll just kind of mark it on the map for later reference. Or it might be a shield. Either way, it ain't going anywhere. Okay, keep an eye on the water for some fishing. Haven't really seen much for stamina. Okay, this one might actually be the shield. Let me take a quick peek. Yep. Alright, we'll come back to that. Oh, I need to mark that. Standby. Alright, so from here I'm actually going to cross the river. Fast-moving water, so try to keep that in mind and aim a little upstream from where you want to end up. And what we're doing is we're going over here to this bridge. There's a Korok seed. This one's a little challenging, so I think we need 2 ice blocks on this bad boy. And get yourself centered as best as you can. No. Ooh, I got lucky. Lucky bounce. So you might have to play with those a little while, but you'll get them. Alright, so where are we at? We are on Boneyard Bridge. And I'm still not seeing a blood moon. That's after blood moon time anyway. Okay, so where are we going to go from here? I'm going to go upstream, but stay out of line of sight. There's a guardian coming up. I'm kind of getting low on guardian weapons, so I'm just going to try to avoid him for the time being. So if you stay really close to the river, you should stay out of line of sight of that dude. And what... oh no. And what I'm looking for is a fatter tree than all the rest. And it should be coming up here relatively quickly. There's also a Stalnox in the area. If it's nighttime, he might notice your presence, so do be aware of that as well. Okay, so here's the fat tree I was looking for. Walk, don't run, you might get a beetle. And there's our Korok seed. Ah, nuts. Okay, there you have it. Now, I'm actually going to travel toward Hyrule Castle at this point. There's 2 points of interest. One is this little hilltop, and one is that little hilltop, so I'll go ahead and pin that second one. Reason being is when we get to the Hyrule Castle part of my walkthrough, we don't want to have to worry about those treasure chests taking any attention away from the ones that are inside the castle area. Unfortunately, when you're in Hyrule Castle, the treasure chests that are outside Hyrule Castle will sometimes ping the Sheikah Slate, and it'll kind of screw up your treasure hunting while you're in the castle. So enough about that, here we are. Okay, moving on to that next little hilltop thingy. There's also a Korok seed here in this little spot. Oh yeah, it's another Phonics bow. Oh, check that bad boy out. Attack up. Oorah. Gotta love that. Alright. Getting kind of low on arrows. Maybe it's time to buy some from the Hyrule Forest. They're pretty cheap there. Beetle also carries them pretty inexpensively. Also, Kakariko Village, believe it or not. You can buy arrows there relatively cheaply. Okay, so let's see here. Yellow Rune. I'm trying to stay out of the way of that Guardian. It's probably not going to happen. But maybe I can kind of sneak in here, get the rock picked up without him noticing. We're about to find out. If you get caught with your pants down, Don't worry about it, you can just warp away. But I think I got away with it. Alright, so from here I'm going to cross back over, and I'm looking for this little Sleepy Hollow tree. You know what? Screw that. We're going to warp away anyway. This way, in case you did get caught with your pants down by that guardian, this is what you'd be doing anyway. And we can all be doing this together this way. So let's see, there's 2 more Korok seeds. And treasure chest, maybe just the Korok seeds. And then we're done with Sleepy Hollow. We'll get back on our horse, and we will get our butts to the Woodland Tower. Alright, so what I'm going to do is pin that Sleepy Hollow there. That's got water in it, so it's pretty easy to spot. You know what, there's some gemstones over here too that are usually pretty lucrative. Right here. Every time I say that, I got rock salt and amber. That should have produced better than that, but oh well. Gotta take what you can get. Okay, there should be an ice guy in here, so do get ready with a fire arrow. And I think it's another blizzard rod. No, that's an ice rod. So for you picture takers out there, there you have it. And we got some stamina. Unfortunately, one of them already is onto me because I touched him and didn't pick him up. That sucks. Where did he go? Don't know, don't care. Crap, I just swam right back over him again. Genius. Alright, so from here, we are now going to go to this little area right due northeast of here, more upstream. Reason being there's another Korok, and this one's a little more complex. There's a puzzle block, and the missing block is on this side of the river, and the puzzle in which it belongs is on the other side of the river. So I'll walk you guys through that as soon as we get there. So go ahead and, what we're going to do is get down by the water's edge here, and we're going to push that bad boy out as far as it'll go. Now do be aware there's another guardian on this area. Hopefully we can get in, get this thing put into its spot and get out. Come on. Do it. Some of these are really picky. This is one of them. There we go. Alrighty. And of course the puzzle block to that one was, I don't know, right about here or so. Alright folks, from here we're going to warp back to our shrine that we activated our travel gate for. Just to make getting back to our horse that much quicker. And just remember, all these other hollowed out tree stops that I did not visit, they all have treasure chests. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just go ahead and mark them all. That way, when I go to do a map overview, you guys know they're there. I think that's it. I thought there was one more maybe here. I honestly can't remember. That's okay. Let's get back to our horse, shall we? And that is right behind me. That away. So our horse should be right out here where we left it. Excellent. More Korok seeds, more treasure. Let's get to work. Just let the horse do the work, stay on the road. Another tricky one with ice blocks and rocks here, playing basketball. I think you only need one rock. Just make sure the ice block isn't too close. Otherwise the rock tends to bounce right over. Wow. That still might be even a little too close. Sometimes you just get a bad bounce, and that'll kind of propel it over as well. Sometimes you get a lucky bounce. Okay, so here we are. I don't know the name of the bridge. It's not pulling it up for some reason. But we're going to get ourselves back into some blind area now. Flying blind again. That's okay. We'll get through it. Big fat tree at the top of the hill. That's where we're heading. Can't miss it. For you picture takers, you got a photo ops up here. You got a guy selling shields. You might as well get the photos in. Do not buy shields from this guy. He is very expensive. Now this Korok seed is quite challenging, unfortunately. It's one of those pesky, you got to do some shield surfing. So make sure you got a shield equipped, preferably when you care a little less about. And I will stamp this spot as the beginning point. So you got to jump while you're midair, take out the shield, and then press A. So just remember, what is that? X, L, whatever that button is, L, Z, A. X, L, Z, A. Assuming you did that right, you'll be on your shield surfing. And that's really the only way to reach this one in time, unfortunately. I've tried running, I've tried flying, and I've tried consuming a speed meal. None of them got me here in time. The only way to do that one is to learn how to shield surf. Okay, so you see that one's quite a ways away there. So go ahead and call your horse. And while you're waiting for the horse to spawn, got another Korok seed out here swimming around. Swirling, glistening pile of leaves. Okay, so from here we're actually going to venture out into the left of that big giant tree in that hill. Down at the lower end of it. And there's another Korok seed and some treasure to be had over here. Alright, first things first, we have a treasure chest waiting. Under these wooden boards, you can just blow them up. Okay, I'll get zoomed in a little tighter here for you. Alright, so you got a puzzle block. You already know what to do. You probably just don't know where it goes yet. This one's a little out of the way. Now, some people like to set the thing down up there somewhere, get up there I just like to kind of work my way around until it takes. Okay, you've got a false wall to blow up over here. I usually don't bother with it because it's usually pretty crappy gemstones. But I'll try my luck and see what happens. Yep, rock salt. Just a rock salt that time. Good times. Alright, back on the high horse we go. We're going to go back out the way we came. So big fat giant tree is up on our left hand side now. And you know what, I'm going to go ahead and, if it's visible, I'm going to pin that Woodland Tower real quick. That'll just kind of give us a better point of reference on our map here while we're flying blind. So ultimately that's where we're heading. Lots to do. Oops, what did I do that for? Lots to do in that little spot, that little area. Come on, Link. Okay, so this is where we initially left the roadway. And we're going to take a sharp right here, get back on road, and we are going to head north-northwest at this point on this road. Let the horse do the work. And before we get to the next stable, you're going to see the shrine off to the right. We've already been there, done that. Got the t-shirt. But there are a couple of Korok seeds here that we need to grab. And, of course, we're going to have some Octorok trouble. The cool thing about using shock arrows in water, you just have to get close. You don't even have to hit your target. And the shock blast radius will do the rest. And I'll get zoomed in nice and tight here for you. So there's our shrine. And there's our Korok seed. Alright, so we got another Octorok it looks like. Good times. And we got a little island out here with another puzzle block Korok. Alright, so standing on the top of this little island with your red rune here, you'll see the missing piece. The missing link. No pun intended. Alrighty. Now what? Let's see here. I want to say there's a couple of swift violets, perhaps. Just one. I'm not going to bother. But it's there if you want it. I recommend you guys take the time to get that stuff. Ooh, hardy bass. There should be some stamina in here as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, since it's daytime for me, and this can only be done during daylight hours because the little girl you have to talk to is only awake, obviously, during the day. But here at the Woodland Stable, good gemstones. She should be standing out here next to all these barrels. Go ahead and talk to her. She'll tell you she wants to see balloons, blah, blah, blah. Now, some people think you have to put balloons on all these and make them float. You do not. You only have to get one to go up high enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to put 2 balloons on 1 barrel. That way it ensures that it gets up, that it gets up to the proper height. Because sometimes when you only put 1 balloon on all the barrels, they don't go up high enough. Star fragment, baby! And those are important if you want to do suit upgrades, especially later on when it comes to the set of the wild. Okay, like most stables, there's a dog to feed. Don't forget your free firewood. I think there's another rock. Yep, there sure is. Nothing! Boo! Oh, there it is. I think that's the one that has something under it. Yep, Silas Frog. I'm getting low on arrows, so I really need to start opening up more crates. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this dog fed. 3 pieces of food, don't forget. Wait for the pink puff of smoke, folks. If you jump the gun and feed them early, you're just wasting food. You know what, I hate the apples because they bounce around. I'll just use the raw prime meat. I don't care. No matter what kind of meat you use, it's going to take 3 pieces. That's why I normally use the cheapest meat possible. I just don't have any right now because I'm trying to save time in my videos. That's right, it's all your fault. Okay, once the dog activates, we can go get our treasure. I want to say this one's ice arrows. Booyah. Alright. So here we are. At this point, we're going to go ahead and head toward our tower. So let's go ahead and recall all horse. Okay, we're going to take a right here. We're going to go up next to the stable. And we're going to take a left at this next fork. Let the horse do the work. And we're going to get some altitude. We're actually going to kind of get to the top of this little hilltop here. This way we can kind of fly into the tower and we don't have to worry about trying to climb up high enough. So just let the horse do the work. Stay on road here. Stay on path. Just keep on going. Keep on trucking. All the way until we kind of come to a crest on this little hilltop here. And I think we're there. So as you can see, that was quite a ways in. This forest right here is very dense with razor shrooms, by the way. And that is a attack power food, similar to the Mighty Banana. Alright, so, come on, Link. From here, we are going to fly. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get a better launch point. This one right here will work better. This is what I'm looking for. This tower right here. Now you're going to have a couple bad guys at this tower next to the tower. And I think I'll use a shock arrow. One in the head should do the job on the archer up there. This next one, I'm just going to keep him busy getting electrocuted. The reason being is because sometimes he'll want to pick up one of these bomb barrels, and that's never a good day. Shoot. Well, I was trying to avoid that. Oh, that's a bad day. Okay, so don't do what I just did and blow yourself up. If you do, it's no big deal. It'll just cost you a heart. You'll end up in the mud, but it'll teleport you right back up to where you left off. Just make sure you have more than 1 heart, because if you only have 1 heart, obviously you'll be dead. Alright, so you got a treasure chest there. Woodland Tower, baby. Don't forget your monster parts and arrows. Okay, from here we're going to jump over to our tower. And the reason I went this way is because a couple dancing idiots down there, and once they catch sight of you, this just kind of becomes real challenging. So it's just better to avoid them altogether, get up to the top of your tower. There's one thing, you know what, stand by. I'll show you guys once we get the tower activated. Actually, you don't need to watch me climb up here, do you? Just get up here, activate the tower. When we come back, we're going to take care of all the stuff to do in the immediate area right here.